Groosjohan. I live in Mozambique and I work for the Eduardo Mondlane University, but as well for AskNet. Now, Nick was talking about a network on water, a knowledge network. I'm going to talk about a network on sanitation, as well a knowledge network. A few years ago, a number of universities in Africa came together and they said, we have a big problem. In the first place, sanitation is not in. It's not a nice gadget. Water, much more attention is paid to water than to sanitation. The second thing is that the graduates we produce are very often not able to solve the problems in the field. So what can we do on this? So let me come together, let me learn from each other's experiences, and let's just learn how to improve our learning, the learning of our students. So I told you about the problem. Also, people specialized in sanitation, they're technicians, and they are often less interested in the software, more in the hardware than the software. While sanitation, a big problem is the problem of behavioral changes, communication, etc., those things. So this network, an African network, was established in 2008, the African Knowledge Sanitation Knowledge Network. It started all in 2007 on a conference, on a meeting in Entebbe, and then there were many universities in Africa. They were there and they said, okay, let's just create our own network, and with the aim to improve the quality of our output, and we concentrate on sanitation. Then in 2008, the KwaZulu-Natal University, they said, okay, we will just be responsible for the secretariat of this network, and we try to legalize it. Now that took quite some time, and it was in South Africa, at least at that time, difficult to legalize a regional network. So then the Eduardo Mondlane University in Mozambique said, okay, we can try it. It seems that the procedures in Mozambique are a little bit less complicated than in South Africa. So it took quite some time in Mozambique, but it was last year, the end of last year, it was legalized as an association. An association, but it can be a regional association. But the secretariat moved from KwaZulu-Natal to University Eduardo Mondlane. Now, the objectives, they are written here. It's about education, how to improve courses, curriculum development, the production of modules, course development, how to enhance research and look for partners, create a platform for discussion, and as well outreach activities. So this is the mission of the network. You can just you can read it another time. It's about the enhancement of sustainable sanitation. So what's done so far? I think few people of you heard from the AskNet, but it exists a few years, and it became a bit dormant because of the fact that it took a long time because of its legalization, and we could do little because of that. But a number of things were already done. In 2008, we had our first meeting, a seminar in Vilanculos, in a beautiful place somewhere in the center, along the coast of Mozambique. And people from all over Africa were there, academics, Stockholm Institute of Environment decided to fund this network for a few years. And it was a very nice event, because what we did, we organized mini workshops about curriculum development, about innovative learning methodology. People were holding presentations about research related to sanitation, and looking also for partners. people were very enthusiastic, and because they all felt that something had to be done. So the aim of AskNet once more is to create a platform for discussion, for meeting, to share experience and to learn from good experience and even better from bad experiences. So during that Philankulos seminar, there were 4 educational modules prepared using innovative learning methodologies, and I will show you one of them to get an idea what our ideas about innovative learning is. Please, can you show a module? Yes, okay. So this is an example of the module of reuse. It was just it was produced by Zimbabwe, persons from Zimbabwe, from Ghana, from South Africa, and from Mozambique. Now, we defined the different objectives. Can you go down? Yeah. And every objective afterwards just gets the main issues that have to be studied. So wait. So, and then after that, you see how are we going? What are the educational formats that we are going to use? Are we going to use discussion cases? Are we going to use lectures? Are we going to use community work? So every item was discussed. Hey, what is the best way, and how can we involve community? How can we involve students in learning? What's this? Yes. Yeah, you can go down a bit. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, you can go down. And so here you see the key concepts and some of the educational learning formats were already worked out in maybe you can show me a case of the lucky and unlucky. Okay, can you show me the unlucky? Yes, okay. So a very good way of learning is if students instead of the teacher talking about all the theoretical aspects, it's good to make a case, and the case you use for discussion, and the case gives students the possibility to define their own learning objectives. So then they feel ownership for their own learning process. So did you see it? The lucky and you can't get it. Okay, the lucky and unlucky farmer. Yes, yeah. For instance, here this is about this is a case, a nice story about, and it deals with the use of well, people are not aware of that, but in the village near the houses, the crops they grow better than a little bit longer from the village, and that's because of the excrement. They are just they are producing there, and they live in the fields without having an idea that it's good for their plants. And can you go down a bit? Oh, that's okay. And the idea is that students they learn this kind of things here. What do plants need to grow well, to study the physiology of plants, etc. But they have to come up themselves with these learning objectives, because that gives more motivation and more feeling of ownership for their own study.
So, but you still have 2 minutes.
Sorry?
2 minutes.
Okay. Can you go? No. To the PowerPoint. Yes. Yeah. Can you go on? Oh, sorry, I do it. Yes. Okay. Now, also the result of the Philankulos meeting was the establishment of a bachelor course on water and sanitation at a superior school in Philankulos of the Eduardo Mondlane University. As well, experts in sanitation from different African countries and different universities were enrolled in making modules for UNESCO EHI, the sanitation module for master course, for postgraduate level. As well, there was a nice module made for management and sanitation at the University of Leeuwarden. Also with the network, with members from the network from AskNet. So the idea of this network is to once more to create a platform for discussion where people can meet. And so we had 3 meetings so far, and there's a website, but the website is still dormant because we spent a lot of time with the legalization. And as well, the problem with a network, like a network in Mozambique, the experts in Mozambique, in fact, Mozambique, like many countries in Africa, are really booming, and experts can work everywhere in many different places, and to work for a network where you do not get money for, it's difficult to spend time on that.
Mr. Bernard, can we conclude now?
Yeah, this is the challenges are to get a real knowledge network with active people involved, and to make the network sustainable, because the Secretariat is at the moment at the Eduardo Mondlane University, but they don't have a lot of money. We got now a project approved for a few years, financial support by NUFIC, an organization in Holland. But you will hear from AskNet. We are going to produce more education materials, and all with the objective to improve the courses on sanitation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I would like to invite all the presenters and the panel here and ask the audience if they have some questions before we end up with the 3 main questions to the panelists. Please, Elizabeth. Okay. So the floor is open for some quick questions for the audience. Mr. Kone.
Thank you. I was captivated by the study of CapNet, and I was expecting more. And it's like still too many challenges are happening, but was asking myself, what are the actions actually? What type of actions are you taking to reverse the statistic that we saw there? Knowledge is being produced in the north and it's not in the south. Knowledge is being used in the north, it's not in the south. So we can talk a bit more later, but I really want to know what type of action you were taking there. On the training and capacity development, there's a lot of actors and maybe in fundraising opportunities. I worked before, my name is Dulai Kone, by the way. I worked before for the African Water Association, now I work at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, but when I was at the African Water Association, there was the same need. Professionals say they don't know actually how much this training course costs and why is it so long. You know, they have to travel long distances and spend time. And there's a water academy. The Water African Association created a water academy, which is hosted in Uganda, with the same objective. I have hard time understanding why in this sector people can come together. Like everyone to do his own. In Morocco, close to here, in the north here, they also have good training, education system. So if we duplicate effort and it's not efficient, or is there a way that some organizations at least can come together and deliver a proper training program or improve what, or respond at least to the growing demand? Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kone. The question is well noted. Before we give the floor to CapNet to answer, I want to ask if there is another question from the audience. Yes, Sudan.
South Sudan. Yeah, the the last presenter actually touched on the topic of these sessions on the capacity building. And if I tend to be corrected, if I could get him well, the issue is that we don't have proper trained professionals to address the issue of sanitation and hygiene. If it is correct, then I agree with him. And I would also put myself clear to him that the AskNet is still not popular, and some of the countries in Africa here, we are not yet aware of it. So it would be good and a good chance that I have attended this session and would ask for more information, because you said there are some issues in registration or some regulations for it to be accepted. And if it is online, then we will need to actually join and have it available for us, because even like the university that we have in South Sudan, we still have these innovative trainings are not yet even created. Even just forget about that. The whole of water and sanitation is not taught in those universities. I'll give you an example of what we are trying to put on ground, is that we are starting to have water and sanitation training center. It's like an institute, and we are now contacting some. We're building it, and the same institution, I mean the same the Dutch you're referring to. We're trying to develop some capacity building to make some curriculum in order to have this issue addressed from the grassroots. I know we are starting from the grassroots all together, the universities and the institutions. So I would appreciate if this network is expanded to all. That is my request. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One more question.
Yeah, thank you. I am Victor Koroma from Sierra Leone. I am working for Health Alert, a civil society on health. But at the same time, I'm here representing Water Sanitation and Hygiene Network, WashNet also. It's similar to AskNet. Sanitation in Sierra Leone is a serious problem. You know, for us in Sierra Leone, like we always say, it has not been on the priority of the ministry. As a matter of fact, there is a devolution, of course. We have a decentralization process. And even in terms of budgeting, low budget is always being allocated to sanitation. So really, what can we really learn, probably? I'm sorry that I came, we were downstairs, the president of AMCA was like addressing. I never knew, because I was so interested in this presentation that I had to miss because of, but what really can we learn in terms of priority on sanitation, right? Because we are a civil society advocating on prioritizing sanitation on government agendas. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me give the floor to the panel to answer the three questions.
Yes, thank you. What you will hear very soon from us, because we are now in a position to really revitalize the AskNet. What I told you, a number of things already have been done, and what we can do, we can bring you together. We can connect you to other persons who have good experiences in the things that you're looking for. So I think there is still, the website is sleeping. It's under the Stockholm Institute of Environment still. They are responsible for it, but we are in the coming month we are going to revive the website, and you are very welcome to join. You are very welcome, and once more, we are a network, so we bring people together. We bring people you are looking for. We can just look them for you, search them for you, and connect them to you. So, but please now. We will know who is here, and we will get into contact with you, and you will hear very soon from us. We will be in the Water Week as well at the end of August, and we try to get also a side event there. Okay.
Thank you. Capnet, can you respond to the question of the colleague?
Yes, thank you. It's just that with the limited time that was available, I didn't want to go too much into detail about what we're doing about this problem. I mean, we can't do it all, but I can tell you that our strategy is basically organized around 3 areas, and those are capacity development, number 1. Number 2 is knowledge management, and the third one is on partnership and networking. So what we're actually doing under those 3 areas is, for example, under capacity development, a lot of training and education, and that's why this number of 8,000 participants in 5 years came about. That's about 1,600 per year if you make the division. And I think just in terms of numbers and outputs alone, that's quite big. And that's global, of course, but you saw the numbers in Africa. And then on the knowledge management part, we are mainly developing training materials, and these are sort of generic training materials that different people can adapt to their local situations. As I said before, they have been dominated by water resources management issues and not so much water supply and sanitation. That's not by design. That has been because that's where the opportunities have been. And throughout the process of what we do, we try to put together to network people, to get experts working with other trainers who don't have so much expertise, and so the partnership is a bit embedded in the delivery of these products. We also support networks to become functional entities that can actually deliver capacity building. We can always talk more, but these are just some of the actions that we actually do. Thanks.
Thank you very much.